Our most immediate concern has been that individuals or small groups will draw some kind of twisted inspiration from the events in the Middle East to carry out attacks here at home. But now, increasingly concerning, is the potential for a coordinated attack here in the homeland, akin to the ISIS-K attack we saw at the Russia concert hall just a couple weeks ago.
So that's the FBI director, and that's a pretty stark warning, right, from Chris Wray earlier today for lawmakers in Washington. He's still testifying on Capitol Hill about this rising threat, as he and others see it, of terrorism on U.S. soil. Let's bring Tracy Walder in on this. Tracy, a former CIA officer and FBI special agent. And, you know, the issue is obviously we covered the Moscow attacks, right? And now there are these reports, I'll put up this story to start us off, that maybe something like that is coming here. Reuters headline, FBI is concerned about the possible coordinated attack in the U.S. after what we saw in Russia. What would you say about that threat?
Well, thank you for having me, Connell. Look, I think that this threat is absolutely real, and Director Wray is sort of changing course a little bit. In October of this past year, he warned that he was really more concerned about lone wolf attacks. And now that sort of changed to these coordinated attacks because, quite frankly, we are seeing ISIS-K become less and less disjointed and more of a cohesive unit. And I think that that is really the crux of his argument. He also went on to say that in the entirety of his career,
yes,
he has never seen more threats to national security than he is right now. And that's very disturbing.
I thought that was an interesting comment, and it does speak to, hey, why now? Here is Director Wray making those comments in his own words. Let's listen to him, and then we'll come back and talk about it. This was earlier today.
As I look back over my career in law enforcement, I would be hard-pressed to think of a time where so many threats to our public safety and national security were so elevated all at once.
What do you make of that?
So if I may, I want to make sort of a bold statement as well. Look, I was sitting in the Counterterrorism Center at CIA headquarters before, during, and after September 11th, and I have never seen this heightened of a rhetoric and this heightened of a geopolitical situation than I do right now. So I actually completely agree.
Even compared to then?
I would say even compared to then, if you want me to be completely honest with you, because then the threat was really isolated to one area. We knew it was coming from Afghanistan, and that is where it came from. Here, I think you have to think about a pre-9/11 world. The internet was actually in its infancy, right? Yep. Now it's much more spread out, and it's much easier to radicalize individuals than it was back in '99 and 2000.
And when you say now, you mean now as in the last few months, or this has been something that you've been thinking about for quite a while?
In my opinion, I would say really since kind of the beginning of 2023.
Okay, and what and why then, and what are you speaking about specifically as your concern?
What I think is, you know, where terrorism breeds and where terrorism lives, in my opinion, is in destabilized states or destabilized countries, which is really what happened with al-Qaeda in Afghanistan. They got kicked out of Sudan, went to Afghanistan. And that's what we're seeing right now. We're seeing a lot of destabilized countries because of geopolitics. And I think terrorism is really gaining some strength that it didn't have just after 9/11.
Okay. Are we on top of it? As you know better than most, having worked at both the CIA and the FBI, there have been, since 9/11, I don't know if countless is the right word, but many thwarted attacks, right? Many times people, law enforcement, whether it's here or overseas, have thwarted these attacks. Are we still doing that? Are we ready for what's coming?
So I think that some of Christopher Wray's statements really come in the shadow of this FISA debate, right, that's going on in Congress. And I think if that doesn't get renewed, we're essentially flying blind in terms of tracking terrorism, because the reality is terrorism exists now mostly digitally. That is how we are tracking it, more so than in our human sources.
Let's talk about that, Tracy, for a moment. Thanks so much for watching. Just go to joinnn.com to find NewsNation on your television provider. And don't forget to click the red subscribe button below to get more of NewsNation's fact-driven, unbiased coverage.